Welcome to a game called Firewatch. I've been wanting to play this game for a little while. Um, I'm finally actually getting to it. Ah, we're at a restaurant? Operation with Panic Inc. Boulder, Colorado, 1975. Boulder. You see Julia. Who's Julia? Is that like my lover now? She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students from nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You're drunk. So, what's your, major? You're pretty. Says, you're pretty, she says coolly. You are not. You are a future hangover. What? You reply confused. Someone should buy you a cheeseburger, she says. She flags down a waiter. And 1 week later, you're Juliet's boyfriend! Oh my god. I think this game's gonna be like a silly game. Not serious in any way. It's like, ooh. Oh, we're at a hotel, bro? Oh, wait. The graphics on this game are a little outdated, but that's okay. It's at my truck. I mean, it's the only truck here, so I'm just gonna assume that this truck is my truck. Let's get in. Yup. Oh, I'm married. I have a ring on my finger. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. Share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about anywhere. Life is good. Julie wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy undersized beagle. Julie is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while she's walking the dog. It's badass. Oh! We gotta get the beagle and name him Bucket. Bucket's a good dog. And a week later, you've totally forgotten about the other one. Julia loves him. You love him too. I don't like the totally forgot about the other one. You talk out on the deck. 1979. You talk out on the deck. It's summer. 9:30 p.m. And the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids, she asks. Music stops. Kids? They're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying, if you and I have a couple little idiots, that would be pretty good. In that case, we should probably get married. Yeah, I would like that, you say. These kids are going to be screwed up enough, and probably for the best. Their parents are hitched. You say, she's absolutely right. Alright. Alright, where the hell are we? We're in the middle of the forest. And I think we have a job for watching fires. Oh wait, I should probably read the board. That's probably important. Thoroughfare Trailhead. Do not forget to check in. You're in their community. Learn to live with bear. Oh. Thoroughfare is not recommended for inexperienced hikers. Per backbush. Oh. No fireworks. Alright. Reasonable. These are reasonable. I don't like how it's like, oh yeah, there's bears and then like hikers that aren't experienced aren't allowed here. I think that's gonna be a little bit foreshadowing. I'm gonna find a dead guy or some shit. Torn up by a bear, and this game's gonna switch around real fast. I guarantee it. 1980. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried, getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. Ignore her. Touch each other all night. What? The next day you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold onto a tiny pill of resentment. You make coffee and go to work. 1981. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. She draws you. You pose and flex like He-Man. You frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna frolic. Julie was right. You are very pretty. Ah, this game's so fun. Yo! Why is everything red? Why is everything red? Is it gonna be a bad bear? I don't feel safe. I'm running because the sun. 1982. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking bucket at night. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife! Bucket gets kicked. Book! The dog! Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking when she is stressed. You confront the attacker, scare him away, beat his goddamn face in. Your arm gets cut up, beat the guy into a pulp. You don't feel very tough. You cry your eyes out before the cops show up. Juliet asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay, you don't want to go that way either. From then you walk by the river. 1984. Plans to have kids get waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job. Associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it if you won't move. You tell her not to pass it up if that's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. 1985. Julia is sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were very important to her research. She didn't remember She had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. She's insane! She was found crying in the stairwell. You say maybe you guys should talk to someone about it. Make macaroni and drink wine. Try to forget about it. It works. You watch dollars on TV and sleep together on the couch. Oh no! Bucket is getting older. Julia comments that it's kind of nice because he gets less and less trouble around the house. A week later, she goes back to the university. Bucket, no! Julie's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She's devastated. So I'm on a permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn child little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family they're crushed and begin to make trips to you from their home in Australia to visit her. For a while, your friends come by with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. No. You spend 1988. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel, the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple months. You decide to move her to a full-time care facility. Oh, this is really hard. It's better for this because she'll yeah, just don't thought always go for that. I mean, it's for the better anyway. She'll probably recover. Ooh. I'm still looking out for bears. Bears, 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 come out today. It's a moose! It's a Canadian! Oh, I've never seen a wild Canadian before. Is that even a moose? Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day, then every other day. You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I will cut your balls off. Oh my God! You slowly decide to not see your old friends that much. (1989). Julia's sister, Susan, moves to Boulder to be close to her. She visits her every day. You go with her some of the time. Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges use it. If you won't see a therapist, you won't. You've always really liked Susan. Ugh. Months go by. Bucket, no! Bucket! Oh no! Julia doesn't remember him when you tell him. Oh no. Bucket, no. This is so sad. I'm gonna be in tears before the game even starts. Sometimes it takes her a minute to lock it to lock in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less. And seeing her less and less makes her forget you more. You think, summer's coming. You see an ad in the paper for a job. Oh, bucket. You take it. No! Stay with your wife! I'm guessing that we're gonna be watching for fires in a forest.